What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the 21st episode of Wildcard Wednesdays. If you remember last week, I mentioned talking about slings. We made slings. And then I talked about next week, we're going to actually try all sorts of different ammo. So that's what we're out here to do today, in this lovely weather. So, we got our mannequin out there. Manny the Mannequin's going to be our target. And Manny the Mannequin, first we're going to go for the rocks. So the rocks are traditional sling ammo. We're going to hit him with rocks and other shit. Miss him, hit him, doesn't really matter. We're out here to have fun. But rocks, these are traditional sling ammo. We're going to hit him with the staff sling and the regular sling. But first let's go for the staff sling because I already got it out. We're going to balance it in the pouch. Now this is a very flat pouch. You need ammo that doesn't really roll too much. You'll see later when we get to Play-Doh. Because I made some Play-Doh ammo too. Homemade Play-Doh and store-bought. And they're pretty round. They like to roll out of here. So let's go for Mr. Mannequin. Now that first rock I showed you, that one was actually a store-bought rock. But this one is a wild rock. Found this one out on a bout. Let's try that one. I think the store-bought ones are actually like made out of cement. Like, I'm not gonna lie. They're like totally different than like real rocks. Cause like they crack and shit, and it's like totally weird. Now we're gonna take one last shot with the staff sling, then we're gonna move back to the regular sling. Staff sling was a much more recent invention. It was invented by like the Romans in like the 300s, but the traditional sling, this thing goes back way far. And a lot of the historic people, they train with this shit for years. Because it's like a really fucking nice skill to learn, but it takes a lot of practice to get good at it. You see my rocks are going to the left. One thing we could try to do to adjust that is by aiming a little to the right. Bullseye, just like that. Kind of like if you're sighting in a gun, right? You just gotta kind of feel where it's gonna go. Same with archery. Ultimately, that's how you like learn how to shoot better. Let's move on to the Play-Doh. So first, we're gonna go for the store-bought Play-Doh. This shit is honestly kind of crappy. I'll show you why. It never really dries out fully, and it likes to get cracks. If you look closely, this shit got a bunch of cracks right there, and it's pretty much going to break up mid-flick. Almost like fireworks. You could try underhand, too. Underhand kind of does more of like a lob. Now we're going to do the last of the store-bought. Now I'm going to show you the homemade Play-Doh. The homemade Play-Doh is really simple. You can make this shit with literally just cornstarch and fucking conditioner. Way harder. It doesn't crack. And you could like shape it into anything. This is going to work pretty good in this sling, but it's probably going to roll out of the staff sling. I'll show you. So from that misfire, I actually noticed something. If it gets wet, it actually starts to melt. So it actually does break up like regular Play-Doh. But it has to like melt first. Kind of gets all over. So let's hit them with one more of the store-bought. Alright, now let's try the Play-Doh with the staff sling. The store-bought shouldn't roll out of this because the store-bought, with all the cracks, it literally will stay in place. I'm going to try two first because it's going to look cool. It always kind of fragments like that, and I think that looks cool. Kind of like fireworks. You can even try more than that. Can't guarantee it'll fit in the pouch. It's like we knocked his hat off. Now let's hit him with that. homemade stuff. Alright, now we're going to move on to the just for fun stuff. So over here, first we're going to use these guys. So this wooden board here, I discovered this completely by accident. One day I was out of rocks, and I didn't really want to like buy any or go hunting for some in depth. So I had this wood laying around, and what I did, I was like, you know what? Let's just see what happens if we fucking put it in the staff sling like this and see what it does. Now this thing's not that accurate, but it makes a really cool sound. Sounds a lot like an airplane. So you hear that? I also have a couple more. These ones I just made today. I haven't tried them yet. But from what I've seen with like other boards that I've tried, they'll like all make kind of different sounds and fly in different directions. Oh shit. So that one actually crippled my staff sling. You can see, it actually ripped the fabric out there. So this one's going to be decommissioned for now. But I actually have backup ones. We'll actually see what happened there. That's actually pretty interesting. The knot actually slipped off. I'm thinking this probably is actually due to the rain, but there wasn't much reinforcement there. So the way that you can like prevent that is like reinforce it more. Like I think that's all I'll have to do, but I might retie this knot and see what we could do. So now let's go on to the other shit. So we have some more ammo here. Some of this stuff is like old fucking produce. You get that shit like way cheap at like the grocery store. And let's see what we could do to the mannequin with that. Apples would fit better in the staff sling. Let's see if we could try it with this. That worked. Let's move on to some more soft stuff. So I got some rotten tomatoes here. I think these are going to be really fun if we hit them. And it's fun even if you hit the ground, because wherever you hit, it's going to make a nice splat. And this one's like already leaking. Try going a little closer. I don't want to see this one splat. Getting there. This one looks pretty fucked up. This one's like falling around. As you can see, tomatoes aren't the easiest thing to aim. Well, maybe tomatillos will be. These things, we can actually put multiple of them in there just to see what will happen. Probably like a shotgun. And they definitely go splat when you hit the mannequin. That sounds like the squishiest one I've ever seen. Shoot one more apple. Bullseye. That was a good hit. last shot. We're going to shoot him with one more time with teal. Hit him, miss him, it don't matter. We made that cloud of smoke. I don't know what that smoke is. But anyway, that's going to wrap up today's Wildcard Wednesdays. Stay tuned for next week's Wildcard Wednesdays. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe, because we'll always be back for more.